Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Live in the Hive. It's Sunday night, it's 8 o'clock, and it is the 21st of November. Have you got your trees up yet? Have you got your decks up? Well, no, I haven't, but it's getting very, very close to Christmas. And we're celebrating this evening with two festive productions across Greater Manchester. So we are going to have a little bit later on the lady who is behind one festive treat that is taking place at the Waterside Arts Centre, and that's in Sale. That opens next week, and it is called The Not So Ugly Sisters. Have a look at this. Oh, it is Cinderella as you have never ever seen it before. But it's definitely not panto. But talking about panto, oh yes I am. Oh no, I am not. Coming up, we are going to be talking to the cast of Aladdin at the Oldham Coliseum. Such a colourful pantomime, and that is already opened, and that is running until January. We've also got the wonderful theatre news across Greater Manchester for you to enjoy. We're going to be giving you the latest announcements across the region and telling you what to expect from the world of theatre. And of course, it is time for you yourselves to get involved with the show this evening. So if you do want to have any comments on the show and join in, please do. We love a comment or two, and we love people who are really interested in theatre, because this is the only show that really does get to the heart of theatre across Greater Manchester. So theatre lovers, get your jazz hands in the air and stay with me for the next half an hour when we bring some amazing interviews, some theatre news, and an exclusive performance from Peter Pan. Keep your eyes sealed. Now, first up, we are going to take a look at the cast of the Oldham Coliseum's panto Aladdin. They are absolutely fantastic. They are full of energy, and they talked to me earlier this week when I caught up with them just after one of their shows, and they were still buzzing. Take a look. Time, and no place does it better than the Oldham Coliseum, and I am joined by the cast of Aladdin, or some of the cast of Aladdin. You're so colourful, I feel like I need sunglasses, guys. Now, we've got Richard, you are playing Dame Wishy Washy. We have got Sam, who is Wishy Washy himself. We've got Sherelle, who plays Aladdin, and we've got Mark, who plays Jinn. Now, we're going to come to that in a bit, because it's not the genie, it's Jinn, which I think is absolutely fabulous. But how are you finding it, guys? You've already been open for about a week now. How's it going?
It's going. It's great to be back. We're doing school shows at the minute, which are fantastic. So magical to sort of bring that festive cheer back. Yeah, we're tired. Our bodies are not used to it after a year, but we're having so much fun, aren't we? It's great.
But it's just great to see, when the curtain goes up and you've got everyone screaming and the kids getting involved, singing along, clapping along, and just seeing that magic in their eyes. It's just amazing.
And I've got to say, the Oldham Coliseum has a really good run at panto. You guys are always the first on the scene to open, and it does feel for me that Christmas is here when your panto starts. It's magical. How does it feel to bring joy onto the faces of kids and adults after such a crazy 18 months?
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It just gives you so much joy just to see them just enjoying themselves. And it's kind of 2 hours where the world is normal again. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, last year, I've got a friend who's a teacher in one of the Oldham schools that comes every year. And she said her class last Christmas were absolutely devastated because it is a massive part of their Christmas. So to be back on is brilliant.
Now, Richard, I know you were very busy last year anyway, so despite the fact that we didn't see live performances of panto, you were going out and about actually visiting people and doing video messages, weren't you, in panto style?
As was Sherelle. Well, we each did a little one-man storytelling piece based on, mine was based on Cinderella.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Jack and the Beanstalk, even. You were Cinderella. They all meld into one, to be honest.
I can imagine they do, because this is your 14th year, isn't it?
I know, crazy, but I'm an Oldham lad, so to be working in my local theatre where I used to come and watch panto when I was a kid, I'm so lucky.
Oh, now talking of Oldham, obviously that is very integral into the panto. I love the fact that you bring the place into it with some of your dialogue. Sam, is it great when you kind of give a nod to Oldham out there, or does the audience go a bit crazy and go, oh yeah, I know that place?
Yeah, it's so funny because, we have nearly 4 weeks rehearsals. So after the first read through or the first week, we forget how funny those gags are. So the first night that we did our show, with all of those references to Oldham, it's just amazing. It just makes it feel like such a community spirit, and everyone's with us and everyone's on board. But particularly this year, it feels like panto is back with a bang.
And of course, the baddie, Auntie Banaza, is from Rochdale.
Yes.
I know. I was about to come on to that. Not only have you switched it up, making the baddie a woman, because it's usually a man, isn't it? And I love the fact that we've got a little bit of a switch going on. But yeah, there's that little bit of rivalry, isn't there? It's kind of the boroughs. And I love the fact that she's from Rochdale. Does that get a lot of laughs, Mark?
Yeah. Unless it's an audience full of schools from Rochdale.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like kind of saying something about Man City to a group of like Man United fans in the audience. I'm going to come on to gin. Right, come on, Mark. Tell us a bit about this. I'm imagining there's a lot of gin and tonic gags, yeah?
Yeah, well, a few, both on and off stage. No, I'm joking. I think it's such a fantastic interpretation of your classic genie character, but we've gone for a little bit more of a traditional name of Gin of the Lamp instead. And as you can see, he loves colour and he loves happiness. And when he meets Aladdin, he's just like, "This is my people. Let's have some fun."
I love it. I love all the multicolored stuff coming on with your beard and everything.
Yeah.
Do you go out in that after the show?
Of course I do. Typical Oldham night out. It's nothing new, is it?
Oh, now, Sherelle, I know you have been on stage at the Coliseum before. I think you have as well, Sam. Mark, is this your first time with Oldham?
Yeah, it's my first time, yeah.
Oh, it is like a family, I think. The fact that you all, come back to each other. There's a real nice feel about the Coliseum, isn't there, Mark?
It is. It's actually... I was a little bit nervous coming in because it's obviously such a nice, tight-knit family, but I was welcomed with open arms, and it's just absolutely lovely to be in this building. So much love in these corridors, and when those lights come up and we see those kids and every single person who works here, from box office to staff, it's just so warm. It's been really friendly. So thanks, everyone, for welcoming me.
Oh, no, they haven't. I need to get that in. I need to get in a joke. Sherelle, obviously, as Aladdin, you are kind of the namesake of this pantomime. Do we get to hear you sing on the show? And can you kind of tell us a few of those songs that we might have to look forward to?
Absolutely. To be honest, I don't really shut up. I'm always singing. So we've got some songs from The Greatest Showman. We've got some songs which are obviously from the charts right now. We've got a little nod to Billie Eilish with Rich, which is amazing. But it's just one of those where there's music which the older generation know, there's music which the younger generation know. And it's just lovely to kind of see everyone get involved with that, especially with the song sheet. It's just such a joy to see everyone just singing along and having an amazing time.
And I get to sing a bit of Neil Diamond.
Yay.
Neil Diamond. I am a big fan of Neil Diamond. Do you do Sweet Caroline?
Of course we do.
That is it.
Yes, I will be singing along with you. Do you need anybody to come on the stage and do the song sheet?
Well, as long as you're on my side, because we have a competition each show.
Yeah.
Do you know what? And that is what I really love about panto at the Coliseum. And I've been reading some of the reviews out already, which are amazing. You've got some brilliant reviews all over the board. It's the traditionalness that you bring, because sometimes pantos are quite changed and modernized, but I want the song sheet. I want the birthday announcements. I want the slapstick humour, and that's what we get every year, which is great. Now, Sam, again, you know, we know you from your singing, and obviously Sherelle sings. Do you sing? Because Wishy Washy is the comedy character, isn't it, kind of thing? But do you get to, you know, use your vocal cords?
I got a couple of cheeky little riffs in there throughout the show. Yeah, it's a fun one. Wishy's sort of Aladdin's entrepreneur brother. So he thinks himself as a bit of an Alan Sugar this year, but he's just a bit hopeless and daft. So yeah, it's been really nice to spend time with Rich on stage and have loads of scenes, because in Jack last year it was sort of more me and Sherelle, Jack and Jill, but I've got loads of stuff with Richard, and yeah, I grew up watching Rich in panto, and to step into his shoes is just...
All right,
I know, I always make you feel old. I mean it in the best way, but yeah, I was terrified stepping into this role because obviously Rich was so good at it, but yeah, he's helpful.
I love it. I've got to mention the fart jokes. Apparently, they are two of the best fart jokes that have ever been in panto. Dare I ask if you could share a fart joke with us? Is it okay?
I don't know. I kind of think we should get people to come along and see it for themselves.
To book those tickets.
But they are very funny.
Okay,
We'll do
I
it
think
like
that
the game.
it's definitely a reason to come, Richard, I believe.
There's loads of great jokes in it. There's a kind of irony about Oldham and a celebration about the place. I'm from Oldham, but like at the top of my first spot, I say we've kind of mentioned briefly the horrible thing that we've been going through for the last 18 months, as in the pandemic. One of my lines is, one thing for sure, Oldham's a lot better looking since we started wearing masks. But it gets a laugh because it's an ironic celebration of what a wonderful time we live in.
I can't wait to get myself there to go and see it. I've not been able to yet, but I'm going to be racing to the Coliseum to see you guys in Aladdin. It's on until the 8th of January. Thanks so much for cheering me up on a dull afternoon. It is just bringing a lot of joy to people's lives. So keep doing it, and I'll see you on the stage.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, they were absolutely amazing. They made my day. And isn't panto just good fun and special? I love that gag, by the way, and I still want to know what that fart joke is. So I'm definitely going to see that at the Oldham Coliseum, and it runs, as you could see there, until January. Now we've been joined by this little duck. Now, I've got to say a big thank you to the wonderful Mandy in Texas, who has made this duck especially for the Hive. Look at that. It's even got hacienda stripes. How cool is my duck? Now, this is firmly in place in the Hive, and I believe the duck likes theatre, don't you? Yes, Quack. It's not quite Ed the Duck, and it's not quite Gordon the Gopher, but you will see more of that. It's come all the way from Texas. We have viewers in Texas. Can you believe it? Well, I'm spreading the theatre love right here and right now. Now, let's spread some more theatre love this evening, because we're going to tell you what has been the news across Greater Manchester with our Greater Manchester theatre news. Are you ready to hear what the latest is? Well, we've got some exciting announcements this week, because this is actually coming to the Lowry. It's the rise and fall of Little Voice. If you've never seen it before, you must go and take a look at this. It's coming next year in June to the Lowry Theatre, and look at that cast. The full cast has been announced for this. It is headed by Christina Bianco. Now, she is a YouTube star which has a following of 25 million people on her videos. She is very famous on YouTube because she does lots of different voices, and when I mean different voices, she's so talented and sings just like, you know, famous people like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston. So perfect for the role of Little Voice. Now, what is Little Voice about, I hear you ask? If you haven't seen it before, it is about Elvi. Now, Elvi, played by Christina, is quite a meek and mild girl. She doesn't say much, but when she goes into her bedroom, she puts on her records of Judy Garland and Shirley Bassey, and she sounds exactly like them. Now, she is discovered by her mother, Mari, played by Shobna Galati in this production. And Mari's a bit overbearing, and she teams up with Race, played by Ian Kelsey, who you might remember from Emmerdale. Race is a bit of an entertainer kind of manager, and he wants to put her on the stage. Oh, poor Elvi. Now, this is an incredible show. The songs are brilliant, as you might imagine, and Christina, she's been on Ellen DeGeneres' show. She's been on The Tonight Show. She is an absolute superstar. So she's going to nail these voices to a T. And you might have spotted in that cast, Shobna Galati's real life son is also in the production. He's playing Billy, which is the love interest of Elvi. So it's going to be great to see mother and son in the same production. And I hear he is absolutely fantastic and really takes after his mother. I think Shobna is going to truly shine in this one. So something in your diaries there for 2022, everyone. And take a look at this. Now, Kes has been announced for Bolton Octagon's spring and summer season. Yes, we're there already. We haven't even said goodbye to 2021, but the theatres are getting ready for 2022. And it looks really exciting at the Octagon because Kes, remember, was a film many years ago. It's set in the 1960s in Yorkshire, and it's a coming of age story about a bullied and neglected teen called Billy. Now, Billy's life is changed when he finds Kes, a kestrel hawk. It is an absolutely fantastic production, and that is coming in March and April. And if you want a bit of humour, well, you can't go wrong with One Man and Two Governors, because the Octagon has also released that the season will finish in May to June with this production of One Man, Two Governors. Do you remember James Corden playing it in the National Theatre? In fact, it really shot James Corden to fame, this one. And if you do like your comedy, as I say, it's a lot of mistaken identity, there's a bit of murder, and there is lots and lots of mayhem. As you can see from the title, it is one man. He's got two governors. He is juggling two jobs, bless his cotton socks, and he's trying to keep his governors apart. So lots of things to look forward to at the theatre there. Isn't it exciting? Oh, I love it when new information is released like this. But what is on at the theatre in the next week? Well, take a look at this. Some great productions there. I am actually going to see Peter Pan this week and the Not So Ugly Sisters. So I will be reporting back a little bit later on next week on my social. So do look out for that. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and on Facebook. And it's at Live in the Hive on Facebook, at Live in the Hive 21 on Instagram and Twitter. So get following, please. And do keep those comments coming. We have got more coming up in the show, including an exclusive look behind the scenes at the rehearsals of Peter Pan at the Octagon. And now we're going to be taking a look at the Not So Ugly Sisters. Yes, it is by Wrong Semble, and it is at the Waterside Arts Centre in Sale. It opens next week, and I managed to catch up with the artistic director who is behind this current production. She's called Elvi Piper, and she had a few minutes to spare to tell me what it's all about. Excited to be speaking to you, Elvi, because I love a good festive show, and your show, The Not So Ugly Sisters, has just been named in the top 25 festive treats to go and see, and that's by the Guardian Stage. I mean, who needs a bigger tick than that?
I know, it's incredibly humbling, and it's a show that I'm so proud of. So I'm so delighted that we finally get to share it with family audiences over Christmas, and I hope they love it as much as we do.
Now, it's definitely not a panto. So anybody who's out there going, oh, it might be a twist on Cinderella, but it's still going to be like, he's behind you. Oh, no, he isn't. It's not. In fact, it's a lot cleverer than that, isn't it? Tell us the premise of the whole story behind it.
So the story is inspired by the untold tale of Cinderella. So the bits we don't get to hear. And it's all told by Dolly and Barb, her not so ugly sisters. And it's set in a northern hair salon that Dolly used to run with Barb and Cinders. And it's the morning of the wedding to Prince Charming. And unfortunately, Dolly and Barb have not been invited. So we meet them on that day, and they tell us the true story behind what really happened at the ball that night and everything afterwards. And it's got an incredible score of brilliant original live music. So it's like a kind of West End musical, but with 2 performers. And it has got bits of panto-y bits that you'll love. You know, all the bits you want at Christmas, like you can get involved, you can get really excited. There's glitz, there's glamour, there's peril, and there's a happy ending. I can promise you that.
Oh, fantastic. No, I'm going to take you back to the names of the Ugly Sisters, Dolly and Barb. That is genius. I believe we've even got a Prince Smarming.
Yeah, that's his nickname in the show. So he is charming, but they call him Smarming because he's maybe not everything that we imagine him to be in the fairy tale.
And it's very much, I think, like Wicked. You mentioned musicals, but Wicked, if anybody has seen that, I mean, who hasn't? It's one of my favourite musicals. And that kind of tells the story of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, who wasn't wicked at all.
No, that's an amazing comparison. I mean, what brilliant company to be in, like, even mentioned next to. But yeah, it is. It's like those stories that we love. And it's nice to revisit them in a different way because we all know the story of Cinderella. We've heard it a million times. We could tell it in our sleep. So how do we make that story really exciting and like make it feel modern as well?
Absolutely. And I believe these puppets, not just singing, right?
Oh, they literally bring everything to life. So imagine everything you might find in a hair salon. Mm-hmm. We've got that on stage, but blitzed up, and they use those like all different things. So yeah, a comb is the biggest little hint I'm going to provide, and that actually helps us become Prince Charming. And as I said, it's just our 2 fantastic casts. It's just Daisy and Lucy in the cast, but they play all the characters.
That's incredible. I absolutely adore productions like that because it just shows like put on these different roles and be so creative. Now, you said you've waited a long time to come to Manchester. It's been about 2 years, hasn't it, Elvi?
Yeah. Well, we started rehearsals for the show in March 2020. So that was when it was originally going up, and we were meant to be over at Waterside last Christmas, and obviously that couldn't happen. So yeah, it's been a long old wait, but I think it's going to be all the sweeter. People are going to be so excited to be back watching Christmas shows after such a long time away.
And I love the fact you've got a long run at the Waterside because you start next Wednesday and it runs all the way to the 1st of January. And that, so you're making sail your home, really, aren't you?
100%. Well, we're a Northern company, and like that's where we want to tell our stories, and that's the audiences we're passionate about bringing our stories to. And I think the lovely thing about that, if you do really enjoy the show, if you come early, you can come again. That's what I say. If your young people are anything like the ones I know, they'll want to watch it over and over, like a good Pixar film.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Because it's so fun and because it's so kind of bright and cheerful, that's what you want. That's what you want right now, especially when the nights are dark and it's getting cold. Now, tell us a little bit about, your company, Wrongsemble, because you've been around since 2015, haven't you? And you founded it. You're now the artistic director. How's it been going?
We're so proud to be a Northern company. We've been making work for a few years now, and I think weirdly, we all had a hard time last year, but it helped us really realize what was important and what we wanted to do, which was continue to do the work that we've been making and like come out stronger from the other side. And I know not everyone's been in a position to kind of keep fighting that way, but we really like dug our heels in, and we've been making some really exciting digital work over the last few years, which Waterside have helped us put out to Greater Manchester audiences as well. So it feels like we're started to build a really lovely family audience in the area, and I can't wait to finally get to share live theatre over there. And the company, we've got a really busy Christmas, but I'm just so glad that this show gets the run it deserves, because it is special.
So let's take a look at the trailer, shall we?
Oh, amazing. Yes, please.
We'll stop believing what everybody says about us and just know that we're good.
We are good, aren't we?
We're not the baddies in somebody else's story.
We're the heroes in our own.
Have you heard the rumours?
friends.
Lights twinkling and music on the air, all dolled up to the nines with flawless hair. This party is like
Nothing I've ever seen.
UGLY. Call me ugly, all you like. UGLY.
We were born to stand and fight.
UGLY. Hold us down and we will bite. UGLY.
From these ashes we will not.
We're not sitting in the rut. Ugly is as ugly does. We were raised to raise hell and raise hair and rise up. 'Cause time's up. 'Cause we know that this cup runneth over.
It ain't over till it's over.
And I'm over this exposure.
Grow, don't diminish.
Blow dry and finish.
Demonstrate,
Cultivate,
elevate,
celebrate,
motivate,
don't take bait,
goals are straight.
a lot to hate.
Headlines gonna define these twisted
We
systems.
still have to be blisters.
Focus is gonna miss us.
So get up, let's get down to the business of the truth. The sisterhood, all that's left, it's just me and you. Me and you, up against the world. Me and you.
That looks amazing. But of course, you've also got special performances, and this is what I really love. 6 o'clock slumber performances. You can wear your pajamas, you can bring your teddies. This is genius.
I know, what a lovely idea, and like such a nice way, because it is harder to convince taking little ones out later at night, and you don't want to like ruin their bedtime routine and everything after we've just got back into routines. But this is like a proper little treat, you know. Come all cozy, and they will be sleepy afterwards, and they'll probably have a brilliant night's sleep because they'll be so excited. They'll be tuckered out afterwards. Yeah, it'll be brilliant. What a special treat.
And it is just an hour, isn't it? It's just under an hour, no interval. So as a mum myself, I know sometimes the attention span, especially of my 7-year-old, is like, oh, you know, he watches so much of YouTube that he's just used to these short kind of bursts. But that's quite ideal because you can get him back for bedtime.
Oh, I'm the same now. I can barely sit and watch something that's more than an hour long. I need to go to the loo or make a cup of tea. So I think we've all got that kind of slightly shorter attention span. But do you know what? It means we just work harder in our storytelling, keeps people interested. And, you know, hopefully it's long enough that you don't need to nip to the loo. You can just watch it through and you'll be so excited. You'll still be talking about it in the car on the way home.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I think everyone should head down to the Waterside Arts Centre in Sale and go and see the Not So Ugly Sisters, because not only do I say it, but the Guardian stage says it too. Yes, they certainly do. It sounds absolutely fantastic. And that opens this week at the Waterside Arts Centre. Now this little man has creeped in again. My theatre duck. And you know what? It's been getting a response from all of you guys out there. I've got a comment that's coming here from Nikki, and Nikki says she loves it. And look, there's a yellow and black there, lots of heart there. I think we need a competition because my theatre duck has not got a name just yet, which is criminal, all right? He's a Manchester duck, so it suits the Hive, my garden bar, which we are in every week for our theatre show. So, ideas. I want some comments, all right? The duck's coming in again, and please, no Ed the Duck jokes. Thank you very much. That is from Mandy from Texas, who has sent us that duck, which is absolutely fabulous. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the show this evening. I certainly have. We have gone panto, festive, crazy, and we have still got lots more to come in the following week. So please, you know where to join us. Join us here every Sunday at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to leave you now with a sneak peek at something else which is coming up at the theatre. I mentioned it briefly earlier on, and if you are looking for something to go to this Christmas, there is plenty about. And we have got an exclusive look at behind the scenes of the rehearsals of Peter Pan at the Octagon. I'm going to leave you with this. So until next week, take care and stay theatre fabulous, guys. Yay! Bye for now, and thanks for watching.